All right. Okay, welcome back. I just wanted to run through this a couple more times because now I feel like we have everything together. So I promise I'll make this one quick. Just to start up here, okay, we're going to start going through the gathering the information part and checking off the boxes and setting up the appointment. So after we go through the spouse part, getting both homeowners there and whatnot, okay, this is when we're going to grab the rest of the information in the iPad. And the iPad is going to guide you through that, okay? But it's basically the window ages and types and amount, any entry door information, any window problems or entry door problems, okay? You put right in that section. It takes a couple days to get used to, but after that, you'll be fine with it. After all that, on the last page of the iPad, there's going to be two little boxes you'll see. One of them has an area for the customer to sign up. Because of COVID, we're not having the customer sign, okay? What you're going to want to do is check the box after you bring this up to them and put verbal or VL or something like that. Just something that's going to let us know it's verbal, okay? Because we're getting verbal consent from the customer now to give them a call, given COVID-19 and whatnot, okay? So you'll see I've just checked off box number 1, which mentions at least 90 minutes for both you and Mrs. Jones. Box 2, renewal by Anderson does everything by the book. With the telemarketing laws being so strict today, we do ask for your verbal permission to contact you. Is that okay? To contact you about this appointment, is that okay? Okay, so again, let me just say, screw that last line up, so let me do that again. Renewal by Anderson does everything by the book. With the telemarketing laws being so strict today, we do ask for your verbal permission to call you about this appointment. Is that okay? And the about this appointment is very important because you don't want them to think that we're going to call them 1,000 times, okay, after this. Okay, Mr. Jones, what time of day are you usually home? Mornings, afternoons, or evenings? All right. Thank you. We do have a couple forming in your neighborhood over the next couple of days. Today, tomorrow, even the outside chance of like Monday. Which day would typically work best for you? Now, you can also give two options here, too. You can say we do have appointments available as early as tomorrow and Monday. Which would be better for you? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, sir, we do have, because today is Saturday. Sundays, we don't typically have appointments. So let's say it's a Saturday. You could say, I know we have appointments available for Monday or Tuesday. What day is better for you? Okay. Now, when you get that time and day, when they say afternoon, you might say, okay, great. 2 p.m. or 6 p.m. on Monday. All right. You get that time and day. You want to ask the question, does it also work for Mrs. Jones? If it doesn't, then just sort of repeat the process. Okay, well, when is Mrs. Jones typically home? All right, great. And then, so would this day at this time work for Mrs. Jones? Okay. All right. If the customer tries to push it off, if they try to push it farther along, okay, well, we can definitely accommodate that, Mr. Jones. They say, how about next Saturday? We can definitely accommodate that, Mr. Jones. But before we do, I want to let you know about a couple other times we have available. We have available X day at Y time. How does that sound? Okay. Or we could come see you at X day or X day at Y time or Y time. All right. Give them a couple different options. Okay. Worst comes to worst. You don't want to get into a fight with them over time. It's extremely important. And, I explained in the last video why it was extremely important, but you don't want to get into a back and forth with them in a negative way about this. So if you realize they're getting irritated, or if you've gone through all this and whatnot, then at that point, that's when you go, okay, I apologize, sir. How about that Friday at 6 o'clock works good? All right, great. Okay. Then to make a great last impression before you go. All right, Mr. Jones, I promise we're almost done here. I just have a couple things I want to give you. Okay. Now, I will say this too. Okay. Because of the fact that, we're going through COVID-19 and stuff like that. All right. What you should probably say is a couple things I want to leave for you. Okay. I have for you is fine. I have a couple things for you. Okay. You could say, I'll leave them at your door after we are done here. Okay. Now, if they say to you, no, it's fine. You can just hand them to me. That's okay. You can hand them to them. That's okay. All right. Just make sure you have your mask on. Of course, you should have that on anyways. Make sure that you just in that space to hand that to them. And then that's it. Okay. No physical contact. Don't grab their hand or nothing, obviously. Right. I'm just joking. I would hope that you wouldn't just grab their hand out of nowhere. That'd be kind of weird. Okay. So first, here's our promotional card. This details all of our current promotions and financing options. Right now, and this is a promotion for April. Right now, we are offering a buy one, get one 40% off promotion. And you'll also get no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 full months. And second, this is great because we haven't done this before. I'm just going to put a little and. In second, and then you're making kind of like a side note here. And second, and this is really great because we haven't done this before. I have a $500 gift card for you. You've been so kind to me today, and I just want you to know that I appreciate the time that you've given me. So if you ever make a purchase, this can help go towards that. All right. Now, again, if you've used a gift card as a rebuttal, which is a great rebuttal, by the way. Okay. I mean, who doesn't want free money, right? That's a great rebuttal. If you use that as a rebuttal, you'll say, Mr. Jones, this is a $500 gift card we spoke about earlier. I want you to know I appreciate the time that you've given me. So if you ever make a purchase, this can help and go towards that. Okay. Before I go, Mr. Jones, do you have any other questions? Okay. And is there anything else that I can help you with? Okay. Thank you for sharing your home, Mr. Jones. You have a great day. All right. All right. Now, one more time, let's work through that script. Okay. I'm going to start from the top and work through that. All right. Okay. Knock on the door. Now, I will say this too. What I always like to do to knock on the door is I like to give like a friendly knock, right? So I'll go, okay. If there's a doorbell, ring that first. But if there's not a doorbell, then I always do that. Toot, 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 toot. Good afternoon. My name is Paul Duffy. I hope you're Mr. Jones. Hi, Mr. Jones. I'm from Renewal by Anderson. We just completed some work for Mrs. Smith over at 123 Main Street. The reason I stopped here is I noticed you're going to be replacing your windows soon, and I may be able to help. Okay. All right. At this point, you'll probably get a no. Okay. I'm going to pause here for a second. I just got to deal with the problem real quick. Okay. So give me 1 second here, and I promise you that I'll be right back. Okay, I apologize. So you're going to obtain the need commitment. All right. Now, this is something that, again, we're going to go through in training and stuff like that. And it's a continued learning process. But basically, it would go like this. So, sir, walking up, I noticed that you had X and Y problem. And again, you might get an objection here. So they might say, I'm not interested. Then all you'd say in a situation like that is, yeah, that's okay, sir. I promise this won't take longer. That's okay, sir. I just want to point out a couple issues that I see that you're experiencing here. Okay. So then you'll point at the windows and you'll say, look, walking up, I noticed that you were experiencing X, Y, and Z. How long have you been experiencing that? So to give you an example, I noticed walking up so that you're having trouble. It looked like locking a couple of these windows here. How long ago did you start experiencing that? Just a couple of years ago. But I think that they're fine. Yes, sir. And they look like they're holding up okay. I did notice some mold growing in the corners and edges of the windows, though. Is that something that's been happening to all of them, or is that just the ones out front here? I think it's the ones that I don't know. I don't pay much attention. All right. Well, the most common problem that I've seen in your neighborhood so far, and the most common thing that I've talked to customers with these windows about is the drafts and condensation. What would you say is a bigger issue for you, like drafty windows or the condensation that can form in the glass? I guess the drafts. Okay, Mr. Jones. Well, you do know that you're going to have to replace your windows in the next couple of years. May I make a suggestion? They say yes, no, whatever. Let's say they say not right now. Yes, you can make a suggestion, but I'm not interested. Probably the most common. Okay. Well, of course, sir, I didn't expect to catch you on the day that you're ready to replace your windows. All I'd like to do is have one of my foremen come out to make sure that you can do it. We can do what needs to be done here and find out what you like. If we cannot be a service to you, we'd be glad to recommend someone else who can. Assuming that we can help you, we'll show you the windows and how they're installed. So if you like what you see, we'll take some measurements and give you a price. That way, when you are ready to do something, you'll know exactly what can be done and what it will cost. Does that sound helpful? Now, they might say no there too. Let's say, for example, they said something like, look, man, I got 2 kids in college right now. There's no way I'm going to be able to afford this. Then I would connect with them. Oh, well, I mean, at least congratulations on them being in college. So this must have been a weird year for them then. What college do they go to? Well, they go to Penn State. Well, that's a great college. Congratulations. Though. I mean, 2 kids at Penn State, that's like every parent's dream, right? Cool. Do they play sports or anything like that? They into any clubs or anything? Cool. That's definitely great to hear, sir. I appreciate you sharing that with me. And look, very few of our customers have money put aside for new windows. That's why we have special programs to make this all more affordable. But we're really getting ahead of ourselves, sir, because the only goal of this visit is to discuss all your options, answer your questions, and give you an exact price in writing good for 1 full year. Now, I have your last name as Jones, sir. It just takes a second. What's your first? All right, great. Okay, now you might get an objection there, and then you got to deal with it, right? Let's say that person said, look, man, I appreciate what you're doing. You'll hear this all the time. I appreciate what you're doing. Maybe in a couple of years, just not right now. Okay, sir, and I can understand. It seems like you got a lot going on, right? That being said, this is the best time to at least get a quote on the windows. Even if you decide that you don't want to do the windows right now, you'll have the information fully set aside. And because you allowed us to come in, when we're already in your neighborhood, we do have a $500 gift card that we're giving out right now, too. It's the first time we've ever done this, but it can definitely go a long way towards your project. And, sir, it is, again, just a completely free quote. That being said, I just need a couple other pieces of information from you. I have your address here as 123 Main Street. What's your phone number? Okay, and your cell. Okay, great. And what's your email address? All right, fantastic. Well, sir, to do this for you, all we need are 2 things. Okay, first, we need you to set aside at least 90 minutes, whether we need it or not. Fair enough. Okay, great. And second, when we visit to discuss the project, we need to meet with all the owners of the property, including you, a spouse, a family member, or significant other. So who would that be? Okay, great. And what's their name? Okay, great. Then I would go through the rest of the information. All right, sir, and I just want to confirm some of the information that I already received from you. It looked like you had 10 windows here. Okay, and they're originally, you said, right? So they're about 20 years old. All right, great. And I had down that you had this problem, and this problem. What other kind of problems you've been experiencing? All right, sir. Well, I definitely appreciate your time. I just got a couple things. Well, actually, before you get into that, but you say, all right, great. I just checked out box 1 here, which mentions at least 90 minutes for both you and Mrs. Jones. Okay. And box 2, renewal by Anderson does everything by the book. With the telemarketing laws being so strict today, we do ask for your verbal permission to call you about this appointment. Is that okay? Okay, great. Mr. Jones, what time of day are you usually home? Morning, afternoon, or evening? Usually evening. Okay. All right, thank you. Now, we do have a couple forming in your neighborhood over the next couple days. We could come see you, for example, on Monday or Tuesday. Which would be better for you? Now, we'll be out of town those days. We're not going to be back into town until Thursday. Okay, well, obviously, Thursday, I'm sure that you'll want to relax and whatnot. Friday, we do have times available at 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. Which would be better for you? I got to go back to work on Friday, man. Okay, well, sir, what time do you get out of work? I'll be out of work by like 2 or 3, but my wife's going to be busy that night too, so that's not going to work. All right, so well, Saturday, what do you think would work best then, 10 or 2? I guess 10 o'clock would work good on Saturday. Okay, well, I just want to make sure so that the time, 10 o'clock on Saturday, right now, there's nothing that could interfere with that visit. Okay, great, sir. That would be good for Mrs. Jones too. Perfect. All right, great. All right, well, look, I'm almost done here. I promise you that. I just got a couple things that I want to give to you. I'll leave them at your door after we're done here. Now, let's say the customer says, no, you could just hand them to me. All right, so you sure? With COVID and whatnot, I just want to make sure that I'm safe. No, it's fine. You can hand them to me. All right, sir. Well, first, here's our promotional card. This details all of our current promotions and financing options. Right now, we're offering. Now, by the way, if you don't feel comfortable giving it to them and you don't want to get that close to them, then that's fine too. You could just say, sir, our company has policies in place. I wouldn't want to break our company's rules. Okay. Or you could say our company has policies in place just to keep you and myself safe. And I really just don't want to get in your space. So I'll just leave them right here though on the mat. Okay. That's fine. People are fine with that. Okay. You could say this too. Respectfully, sir, I just don't want to put you in a position where you're unsafe. Okay. That would be another good way to handle it. All right. So here's our promotional card. This details our current promotions and financing options. Right now, we're offering buy one, get one 40% off promotion. You also get no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. And second, and this is great because we've never done this before, I have a $500 gift card for you. Now, you've been so kind to me today. I just want you to know I appreciate the time you've given me. So if you ever make a purchase, this can help go towards that. Now, we did use that as a rebuttal. So let's, instead of that, I might say, now, Mr. Jones, this is a $500 gift card that we spoke about earlier. I want you to know I appreciate the time that you've given me. So if you ever make a purchase, this can help go towards that. Now, before I go, Mr. Jones, do you have any other questions? No. Okay. Is there anything else that I can help you with today, Mr. Jones? All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing your home with me today. I hope you have a great day. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day. All right. So you can get out of there. All right. Excellent. Right. So that's good. Right. So it's not a lot, guys. It's not a lot. I make it sound like this a lot because of how we're going through it and whatnot. It's not a lot. All of you guys will be extremely capable of doing this in an extremely easy way. If you have any questions too, you can just let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any questions and get on with anybody that needs any extra help.